Good afternoon, folks. This is Deb. I'm not compelled in any way to speak about the debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, but I am compelled to speak about the two men and how they differ in their approach to women. Because essentially, it's a discussion of how the GOP and the Democrats approach women in this election. So let's talk a little bit about J.D. Vance, only because I hear things out there in the media like he's such a polished speaker that he could lend some kind of compassionate credibility to his positions. Look, let's get a clue here. I have no doubt that J.D. Vance is a good speaker, but he's not polished. He's putrid. He's greasy. He's a liar. And he's two-faced. And he knows how to talk out of both sides of his mouth. And he is not an ally to women, unlike Tim Walz, who over his 2-decade career has been pro-abortion and an ally to women. So J.D. Vance insists he never called for a nationwide abortion ban. And then out of the other side of his mouth, he said he would welcome some kind of national limit on abortion. Well, I hate to tell you this, J.D. Maybe your Yale education didn't make you understand this, but that is a national abortion ban. What we're talking about here is returning Roe, is returning the right to women to make their own healthcare decisions, okay? Which is exactly where Tim Walz lives. J.D. Vance has been anti-abortion going all the way back to 2017, not just when he ran in 2022, but all the way back to 2017 when he wrote the introduction for a Heritage Foundation document espousing conservative positions, including calling for a national abortion ban. It is my experience that people do not write the introduction to such documents unless they are in line with the policies that are being espoused in those documents. Okay? Let's get real. He publicly supported Texas's SB 8 bill, which was a 6-week abortion ban with no exceptions for rape and incest. Okay? And when he was asked about that position, he said the two wrongs don't make a right. That was his one-sentence response. Vance says that he's in favor of IVF. Really? Well, his party killed not one, but 2 bills that would have assured that women in America can access comfortably, freely, and without fear IVF treatments. Where was J.D. Vance when that vote was taken? He was on the road lying to the American people. Did Donald Trump, if he wanted to really show some kind of compassionate caring for women, did Donald Trump order him back to the Senate to vote? No, he didn't, because the fact of the matter is the GOP could care less about women. They have a very, very fixed, draconian view of where women fit in American society. And it is not on a level playing field with men. I can assure you of that. On the other hand, let's look at Tim Walz, who has been pro-abortion and pro-women over his entire career. During his governorship, Minnesota repealed several abortion restrictions, including the 24-hour waiting period. They also passed a shield law that protects abortion providers and patients from being sued by other states or prosecuted in other states. Okay? He also enshrined reproductive freedom in the state's constitution, which guarantees abortion for every woman with no viability restrictions. In January of 2023, Walz signed a law that ensures that local authorities cannot regulate an individual's decision to seek an abortion or other reproductive health care, and that would include fertility treatments. He cut funding for a program that supported crisis pregnancy centers, which are nothing more than high-pressure right-wing outlets that talk you out of an abortion, even if it's not the right decision for you. And Walz is also supporting a bill that has not yet passed, but that would require state health providers that offer maternity coverage to also offer coverage for fertility treatments. There's only one party in this country right now that cares about women's rights, women's freedoms, their right to bodily autonomy, and to be not fearful about what they need to do next should they be faced with something like a miscarriage, so that they don't have to bleed out in parking lots, so that they don't have to pack up and run to other states to have it taken care of. Right now, if you look at the South, there is only one state where a woman can still get an abortion, and that is Virginia. Nobody asked for this, yet J.D. Vance is now spouting off that, well, it's been returned to the states where the people get to have a say in it, and that's really the way it should be handled, echoing the bullshit of Donald Trump, now that he's trying to squirm out of overturning Roe. Well, the fact of the matter is none of us ever asked for that to be the case either. Because let's say I were of childbearing years, which I am not, but say I was 25 again. Why should people I don't even know have a say in what I can do with my body? Why should people who don't know my financial condition, my mental health condition, my health condition, and my desires to have a say in my reproductive rights? It's a ridiculous concept, and it flies in the face of freedom, no matter what the GOP is telling you. So ladies, don't let down your guard, because J.D. Vance is not polished. He's greasy, and he's a liar, just like Donald Trump, and just like the rest of the Republican Party, who can't stand up for women because they're cowards, or simply because they share the same draconian view of women in society that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance do. I'll talk to you all later.